Updates to the Hamshack. This is something I've been wanting to do for a while, and something I worked on last week when I was home. Then on the Sunday live stream last weekend, which I do every Sunday night. If you don't follow me on the Sunday night live stream, we live stream at 7 p.m. Texas time, which right now is 00 UTC Monday morning. When the time changes, it'll be 01 UTC Monday morning. So catch that every week. But a couple people on the live stream were like, do another Hamshack update video, which I was already thinking about. So that's what we're going to do right now. And what I did was I cleaned out, there was a lot of stuff over here. And if you haven't seen it yet, I've been talking about mystery boxes, about putting together more mystery boxes. So most of the stuff on this shelf is stuff that I either need to review or I have reviewed and I'm going to do updates to. This is the new S-BitX, that's what it's called. That's the new S-BitX. We did a live stream with that a couple months ago. I want to take that out and do a photo with it. There's some more stuff up there, some radios down here, FT4X from Yaesu, a Zactec Whisper transmitter down there. This is the Anytone BT1 microphone. I did a video on that a while back. So stuff like that there, and that's just kind of where I keep all that stuff. This right here, which is my workbench, I don't really use this for a workbench. I use it for storage, really, is what it is. I should probably take this down and put up some shelves here or something, because originally this was supposed to be a workbench. This is a countertop you can buy at Lowe's, and it came out of the garage. I did some reconfiguration. I used to use it in the garage, did some reconfigurations. Don't really use it. I wasn't using it there, so I put it out here. But every time I do something on a bench, I'm doing it on camera. So it doesn't really make much sense to have a bench here, but this is just something I had, so I put it there. Probably might do some shelf update or something there at some point. I don't know. This is my camera setup. Now, I just recently purchased a CamLink 4-port HDMI capture card that goes inside of my desktop computer, PCI Express, PCIe fast connection on the connected to the motherboard, and it's got 4 HDMI in ports to do HDMI video capture from 4 different cameras. Previous to that, I had 3 separate capture cards. These capture cards here work fairly well. These are Mirabox capture cards right here. They're Amazon specials. They're like $40, $50, $60 each, maybe $70 each, something like that. I've got 2 of those. I had a CamLink Elgato stick at one point, and I got a couple. I've tried several different models, and they work pretty well. But this so far, this 4-port capture card takes all the guesswork out of everything. Now, at this point in time, I only have one camera attached to it, and that's this main camera right here, which I use, which is my G50. This is a Canon camcorder, Vixia HF G50. It was the first 4K camcorder in their line of camcorders. Usually when you guys are watching me on a live stream or on a recorded video, I'm on this. My first ever one was this G20, which is a 1080 camcorder. And I knocked this over one time and it stopped working. It'll power on, but you can't sit, but the screen doesn't work anymore. There's not really much I can do about that. I could pay to have it fixed, I guess. I need to check on that and see, but it's still only 1080, and most everything I record these days is 4K. You don't need 4K, but 4K is more future-proof. If you're going to put videos on YouTube today and want people to still be watching them 5 and 10 years from now, there will come a point in time where everything on YouTube is 4K or greater. I mean, they've got 6K and 8K cameras out now. There was a point in time where everything had to be like 720 on YouTube, and there's still a lot of 720 stuff out there. So it's just a little bit more future-proof to do it like that. I don't know. 6 one half dozen the other. It's not highly important, but it is something I wanted to do. This is my Canon M50 Mark II. This is my point-down camera, my desktop camera that I do take the shots of whatever I'm working on. The Mark II has clean HDMI output, but my HDMI cable is too short to go up and overhead into my new capture card I just talked about. So I ordered a new cable for it. It should be here today. I'll put the links to all this stuff in the description below. These 2 monitors, I used to have this monitor right here. You can see a port on the ground right there. So I used to have this monitor on a mounting post right here, and I had 2 monitors right next to each other. These are 4K monitors, LG monitors that I picked up on Amazon about a year ago. And I got to thinking about it. I thought, instead of having one camera, especially with my new capture card, I want to have a camera here. I want to have a camera over here kind of looking this way, you know, just for a different view. I'm going to put all my QSL cards. I've talked about this before. I've never done it. I'm going to put all my QSL cards on that wall there. And then I'm going to do a little bit of rearranging of radios back there and whatnot. I'm going to have a second camera here. So that'll be 3 cameras, 1, 2, and 3. And then I'll have a 4th camera pointed at my radio stuff, which is always over here when I'm doing power testing, maybe even QSOs on it. I usually do that over here. This is the Astron 50 amp power supply that I got from Astron when it's brand new. Very good power supply. Been enjoying that. 2 power pole ports on the front of it. There's a video on the channel about that. This is the MFJ 849 meter. Electronic meter. Does HF, VHF, UHF, and everything. Most recently I was testing that new Waxon HT on it, so I've got it over on the UHF side. That works well there. This is the mixer board that I've had this mixer board for probably 4 years or more, 4 or 5 years. It works pretty well. Got the Heil microphone. This is my PR30. Really good microphone. I've been using this for a long time. I've got a second PR30 right here. It's got cobwebs on it. That's how long it's been. When Frank comes over, Bob's been in the shack with me a couple times. Frank's been here a couple times. I think Mike K at MRD, he's been here once or twice. When anyone comes over, I put that microphone down and let them sit next to me right there and zoom the camera out. But that's another thing that a second camera would be better for, because the current camera that I have pointed at myself, I'd have to zoom it out and kind of angle it weird to do a 2-person shot with it. So it's possible. I've done it before. It works. And I don't have many people coming over to the shack much these days. I usually just use Zoom. It's a lot easier for everybody. People can sit in their own homes and do that kind of thing. But the Heil mic PR30 is what I have here and here. Got 2 of those. Really like those microphones. I have a PR40 that I use with my Yaesu FTDX10 on POTUS sometimes. And the differences in those microphones is minimal per Heil. I talked to Heil about it, and they're like, yeah, the PR40 is a little bit better, but it's better for low ends rather than high ends, and this kind of this, so it depends on your environment. Doesn't matter. They're Heil microphones. I really like them. There's my Heiko soldering station that I've got there. We're going to set up for by the time you watch this video, this will be finished. This is the tiny SA that I got from RNL Electronics. I'm going to have the Smokin' Ape on the channel here in a couple days, and we're going to talk about how to use that and how to test some Baofeng and Yaesu HTs and kind of see the differences between the two. On the bench behind me, this is my Yaesu FT736R. Now, this is a very clean and functional radio. That's not it. I must have unplugged it. Okay, this is a very clean and functional radio, 2 meters and 440. All mode, FM, sideband, CW, that kind of thing. I picked up a second one of these at a local Hamfest a few months back that has a 220 and a 1.2 gigahertz board in it, all mode. I'm going to put those boards in this radio, and then I'm going to sell that other radio. So that will be a video on the channel as well. This is my Yaesu FT847. It does HF, 6 meter, 2 meter, 440 all mode. And I pretty much always use this on my local. This is a local simplex frequency that we monitor here. This is the potentiometer on this thing's dirty. You can tell when you turn it there. If I go over here to, there we go. There's a local repeater. Squelch up like that. KC5 HWB.
This is the November 5 emergency repeater system PL110.9.
There we go. So that's one of the local repeaters that we have here. That's on Lake Grapevine. These are a couple of MD9600 radios. I need to test these because I'm going to sell them. That's the HTX202 I've talked about on recent videos. This, N8YO forced me to buy this. Not really, but he got one at Hamvention last year, and he's like, yeah, the guy's got another one, so I went and picked this up. I had to buy a new battery for this on Amazon because the radio, when I bought it, it didn't come with a battery. It's an FT530, an old Yaesu dual band HT, and I got the battery for it. Battery works good, but then it died, and the battery did not come with a charger, so I've been semi on the lookout for a charger. I haven't put much time into that recently, but that's what that is. That's the Morcerino that we built on Kyle's channel a while back. This is my 7700 that I've talked about before. Usually if I'm hunting POTA from the shack, that's what I'll be talking on. This is my Flex radio, my 6400 for the shack. I've got it turned off right now. It is running, the Flex radio is running off of the MFJ power supply. I'm going to make some changes to this before too long, so you're going to see some different stuff around here and rearrangement. A while back, I also added, put a light down here so you could see it better. I did my entire Hamshack with Mezzi and Palomi coax. Mezzi and Palomi is the sponsor of this video. You can save a 10% discount at the link in the description below with the coupon code of HR2 cables on all Mezzi and Palomi coax. I really need to vacuum back here. But all of this, these are alpha delta switches, obviously. This is my HF station here, and this is my VHF station here, and this is a jumper to go to the testing station that I have right there. And then the other one goes out to my outside antenna, and then those two right there I have going to, it's all one antenna. It's 3 radios going into one antenna. But that is all Mezzi and Palomi coax. It's either Ultraflex 7 or the stuff outside is Broad Pro 50, which is a solid core that they don't make anymore. But just wanted to let you guys know about that because Mezzi and Palomi is sponsoring this video. And like I said, you could save a 10% discount code HR2 cables with the link in the description below. Thank you, Mezzi and Palomi, for supporting the channel. This is an old FT101 EE system that I've got here. I've got the 600 watt amp for it right there. And this works beautifully. I had a local guy check this out and he's like, you got a really good deal on this. It works great. No problems with this radio at all. But the amp that I had that came with it was bad, so I sold it for parts, and I picked this up at another Hamfest recently. People ask about this phone because they see it sitting behind me in videos. They're asking if it's Hamshack Hotline. No, it is not Hamshack Hotline. I originally got this to connect it to an Arden system, which I never actually did. There's a way to do that. You can do VoIP over an Arden system. I would like to eventually do that. We'll see if that ever happens. Some batteries down there that I've tested before. Some other batteries here for various things. Some books that I've read right there. But that is the Hamshack. So what I'd like to do next is get the second camera. I've actually got a camera. I just need somewhere to put it right here. So I'd like to get the second camera set up and a different angle that points this way for a little bit different viewpoint for you guys. I've got a couple of new radios I'm going to put back there. I'm going to reconfigure that shelf. Not the shelf, but I'm going to rearrange the radios on that shelf so that'll look a little bit different in an upcoming video. Got all my cigars right here. And then I'm going to get some new track lighting, I think. So I've got some better daylight balance track lights that go over the top. I need to have some track lights up here that point down. That's better lighting for the products that I'm working on the bench with. So that's probably next on that. But that's the current status of the Hamshack. Again, just like 2 days ago, I cleaned out a lot of stuff off of here. They were radios and parts and stuff that I have made videos for and I was just hanging on to for whatever reason. I'm putting those in mystery boxes. Mystery boxes will be available on the channel probably before this video posts. We'll see. But that's the current state of things in the Hamshack. People say, when are you going to be done with your I've heard that before. When are you going to be done with your Hamshack? When are you going to finish it? Never. You never finish a Hamshack because every time you make one change, you're like, well, I like that, but what if we did this also? And then you change that. Oh, what if we did this also? And then you change that. What if we did? So it's never finished. It's never finished. And that's okay. It's not really supposed to be finished. It is just something that's an ever-growing monster. And the last time I put a video up about the Hamshack, you guys really liked it. And some people asked me about it on the live stream last week, so we're doing that other one again. Let me know in the comments below what you would like to see. If you have any suggestions for lighting, for cameras, for radios, for whatever. Let me know what you would like to see. I'll tell you right now, something I'm thinking about. I did a video recently about CB radio operators getting fined for causing interference and whatnot. I'm thinking about setting up a CB station in the Hamshack. This is a President Thomas FCC AM and FM model radio that was sent to me by Two-Way Radios. I'll put a link to it in the description below as well. So I'm thinking about setting up an actual CB station, using that station to test various CB radios. I've actually got a couple more down there. I got one from Radioddity also. And I have a line on a Motorola, Mycore, whatever it is. Whatever the Motorola CB. They don't make them anymore. They have a 23 channel version and a 40 channel version. You can find them on eBay for about $100, 75 to 130 bucks, somewhere in there. And I'm thinking about grabbing one of those and doing some videos with that just because it might be fun. And I'm thinking about putting up an Antron 99 antenna, 17-foot CB antenna on the outside of the shack. And I'll do all that on video. We'll do a video about putting up the CB antenna, getting on the air, that kind of thing, seeing what kind of traffic we can find. But let me know in the comments below if that's something you'd like to see.